now we moved from father to daddy. I can.
Because it's about time for you to speak your mind. Secret Girls Club. Secret Girls Club. Super Secret Girls Club.
Hey guys! Welcome back.
Welcome to episode 2 of the Super Secret Girls Club.
Super secret.
Today we have 2 new-ish faces here. The old face here is Marketa, and we have Gabby. So on my left and right, we have 2 new people for today. Navi is here.
Yay!
And Sydney. Woo! Both of these girls work for the Normies in different capacity. Do you guys want to elaborate a little bit of what your involvement is?
Tell us about
Sure,
yourself.
go for it, Sydney.
So I am an editor and I do some of the visual effects. I've been here for like 2 years now, maybe 2.5 years, which is crazy.
So.
But yeah, so I'm just like an editor. I do like a couple skits sometimes. I try to just like go where I can. And now I'm doing a podcast. So
Yeah. Welcome, Sydney.
thank you. I'm happy to be here.
I feel like it's been more than 2 years, but
I know. I feel like I've been here forever.
Yeah. But yeah, so my name is Navi. I actually was originally part of the YouTube from very beginning when we started this channel, but now I do more of a financial side of the back end and just sit on a couple of episodes of reactions. Naruto specifically Naruto. Naruto only, or any other random ones that they want me on. I'll be there.
Weren't you in some other ones though before you went to just Naruto? Like a lot of other ones.
Many reactions.
Okay, that's what
Yeah, but I
thought.
think it's like a one reaction at a time. So like then when that
okay.
ends, but like Naruto is never ending. So
Yeah.
I'm just like stick with that,
That
and
makes
movies.
sense.
Yeah.
And I'm going to plug our social media real quick. Go to our Instagram at what is it? At
The
Normies.
_Normies.
The _Normies.
Yeah.
We have actual series there that introduce all of our team and their involvement and what they do and how they do it. And this month we will be actually featuring a lot of what we do in the back end, and it's going to be a conclusion of our series. So if you're not on Instagram, you're missing out. Join us there.
Join us, please.
We have such a huge team though.
Yes,
Yeah,
we do. We do. You'd be surprised. So now that we have introduced the people, it's time to introduce the topic of today's podcast. Gabby, would you like to introduce?
1 second before we get there. For the one person asking down in the comments, can you guys really explain that everything is 100% live?
Yes.
Yes.
Everything
Yeah.
is 100% live.
We are live right now. Inkev Wet Trust. Thanks for joining us live.
You know it. You heard your name. We are
Yeah.
live.
All right, guys, let's talk about today and what we're going to be talking about. So today we're going to be talking about all of our all-time favorite women characters in any universe.
Cool.
Yeah.
This was more difficult to pick than I thought.
So
But
hard.
yeah.
I also
It really
thought
was.
it was like good influences for some reason. Well, I thought it was like just whoever, and then I was like, I think it's good influences. So then I took a lot out, but I could have left that. Whatever, it's fine. I'm
No.
happy with my list. I'm happy with my list. I probably should have taken those people out. We're good.
So we all put together a list of 10 women that we absolutely love, are our favorite women on TV or in movies or just in any universe at all. So I think we're going to get talking about those. Ladies, let's just make sure that we provide spoiler warnings for anyone watching. If you do plan on talking about any spoilers so that the people watching live can close their ears. And I think we also have a couple of us who might have given the same character and we might not be at the same place in the season. So just, let's just keep that in mind.
Absolutely.
We'll keep you updated as we talk about those characters in details. But first, we're just gonna read our list. So everybody compiled their list of top 10 female characters. Navi, would you like to take it off?
Yeah, sure. So my top 10, actually, I ranked them. So I'm going to start from 1 to 10. I didn't know, I wasn't supposed to rank them, but I did anyway.
So is 1 the top?
The 1 is top.
Do you want to go
One
from
to
the
top.
bottom up?
Sure, I'll go from bottom up.
I'm
forgot what it was. I'll go from bottom up. So the number 10 is Toru Honda. She's from Fruits Basket. I don't think anybody here has seen
I'm watching for like right now.
good.
I was watching it last night.
It's
It
so
is
good.
so good. Oh my
It's so
god.
good.
I don't know anybody else that watches it.
I love Fruits Basket.
So good. That's a
It's
good one.
like I've seen that show for so many times. I'm happy. I'm so happy somebody's seen it. All right.
That's crazy.
I know.
anime?
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
this is number 10, but Toru Honda. And then number 9, Rose Tyler from Doctor Who. And then Miranda Presley from The Devil Wear Prada. Phoebe Buffay. June Osborne. Peggy Olson from Mad Men, who doesn't know. Zoe Washburn from Firefly. Number 3, Desi Nope. Number 2, Arya Stark. And number 1 is Hermione Granger. If you know me, you know me. That's number 1.
Love it.
I'm gonna go next then.
Go for it.
I don't really have these ranked in any order. They're just random women that I adore for different reasons. So I have Daenerys Targaryen, obviously. I'm just gonna get that off first so that you guys can get upset at me in the comments. The next one is Imperator Furiosa or Furiosa.
Furiosa.
We're still debating on that.
Let us know in the chat if we're
Garnet.
saying it right.
Next one is Garnet from Steven Universe. I have Miranda Barlow from Black Sails, Erin Brockovich, Lagertha, Avatar Kyoshi, Katniss Everdeen, Alexis Rose, and Hanji Zoe.
I love it.
Nice. Sydney?
Okay, so mine is Princess Bubblegum from Adventure Time, Elle Woods, Legally Blonde, Cordelia Good, American Horror Story, Captain Amelia. Do you watch American Horror Story?
Yes.
Oh my god. Captain Amelia, Treasure Planet, Molly Weasley, Mulan, Katniss Everdeen, The Bride from Kill Bill, Michonne Walking Dead, and Furiosa.
Nice. There's been so much overlap already, guys.
Yeah. They're so
Awesome.
similar.
We are awesome. All right, so I'll read mine off now. This was, like we said, this was super hard to do.
Yeah.
It was.
So anyways, let's start with my number 10. My number 10 is Phoebe from Friends. And then I have Mulan from the OG Mulan movie. I have Alice from...
Specify.
Yeah, exactly. You have to specify. I have Alice from the OG Alice in Wonderland movie.
Yes.
Which you probably know that. Then I have Kate Foster from Working Moms. I don't know if anyone's seen that.
I started watching it.
It's so funny.
Oh my, is it the one that yelled at the bear?
Yelled at the bear?
Okay, never mind.
Maybe,
what's it
maybe we're
on?
not talking. I don't know. It's been a while since I've actually seen it, and it's pretty long.
It was
so-
like trending on. Okay, this seems like a new series. This is like trending on Netflix.
Yeah. Yeah, like maybe like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think I just like randomly started watching it one night, like last week, because I was bored and I was
Yeah.
eating dinner by myself, and it was.
It's about like a group of
Interesting.
moms who like go back to work
Yes.
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
No
it's really
kidding.
funny.
So working
Recommend
moms.
it. Working moms, yes.
It's pretty funny.
Next, I have Annalise Keating from How to Get Away with Murder. I don't know if anyone's seen that, but I love that show. I also have Alexis Rose from Schitt's Creek.
You're so good. A little bit, Alex.
And then I have Shuri from Black Panther, Black Widow, also from MCU. And then I also had June Osborne from The Handmaid's Tale. And then my top was Leslie Knope from Parks and Rec.
Ooh.
Yes.
Okay, I'm so upset right now because I just forgot about like my favorite show, which is Big Little Lies, and like every woman on Big Little Lies could have been mentioned.
That's true.
I am
Do
depressed.
you have some honorable
Aw.
mentions? From
We
that
can
show?
we can do honorable
I
mentions.
mean,
in
honestly,
the
all
end.
of them, like especially Celeste, because I mean, I don't want to say any spoilers.
Yeah.
Celeste, definitely.
Celeste.
I have not seen this.
I haven't
show.
seen it.
Oh,
you will
you
like
would
it.
go crazy.
It's
You would love
good.
it.
Everybody keeps telling me that.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Second
Let's,
season was surprisingly good.
Yeah,
I
'cause
didn't have high hopes.
It wasn't even like supposed. It was off of a book, right? So like
Yeah.
the second season was not even.
Yeah,
a
I
thing.
heard that. But the writer was working on the series.
Oh,
Who was the
okay.
creator. So there was hope. I'm glad it's still good.
That's the only reason I was like, I will give it a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Meryl Streep is in the second.
Second.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Ooh, I
I
love
keep so
Meryl
as I get
Streep.
older, I feel like I keep like noticing Meryl Streep in things, and I'm like, oh she's a badass.
I love
a
Meryl
huge
Streep.
badass back in the day.
Oh yeah.
She still is. Yeah.
She's great.
So let's actually pop into the chat a little bit and see what everyone had to think or had to
Yeah.
say about our top women. So we have Puffy said, "Ooh, Garnett and motherfucking Hange." Is it Hange?
Hanji.
Hanji. Apologies.
Yeah.
Excaldrix says AHS, love it. We love it too. We had a couple people saying Mulan.
Mulan.
We love Mulan.
I almost added Mulan to my list.
Later Illusion says, I have a soft spot for Lorelai Gilmore. Can't help it.
Oh,
yes.
Oh my
Yes. I forgot
How could
about
I
her.
forget?
So from Gilmore Girls. I actually
Okay.
haven't seen the whole series.
I haven't watched any of it.
it's
I was like,
good.
"Who's Lorelai Gilmore?"
I love it.
The new one that came out, it was surprisingly not bad, but I wish there was
seen that.
more.
Yeah.
So I was disappointed with that
I know
one.
it's like a huge fan favorite, so
Yeah.
maybe I should.
Yeah.
Literally
invest the
watching Handmaid's Tale makes me feel like I'm watching like Rory's future, and it makes me
Yeah.
feel that much sadder about the whole thing.
No. Why?
I know, it's so sad.
Mia Steph said Leslie fucking Nope. I agree.
Yes. Leslie, no.
Yes, I love that. And
2024.
yeah, Mia Steph also said Big Little
Always.
Lies is solid. both
Oh my god,
seasons. Yeah.
yes. I just started rewatching it. I'm surprised I forgot. I'm
Yeah.
upset at myself.
Hello to everyone who's just joined. We are reading comments from the chat, so if you have anything to say at any point, do leave a comment below.
I just want to add that my favorite fictional women on TV
No one asked
is
you.
you guys. 'Cause
We are not fictional.
y'all are totally
I'm
fictional.
gonna see myself
We
out.
love
I gotta go.
So we have 73 people here with us today.
Oh my god.
Thank you all for being here. We're so excited to have you.
Yes.
So excited.
Thank you. All right. So now that we've read our lists, obviously there were some matches. So we're going to talk about those first. And we're also going to give priority to the characters that we also were introduced to on the Normies channel. So we are going to start with Leslie Knope,
Yay!
which
Leslie Knope.
was Gabby and Navi's favorite, assuming it's everyone's favorite.
Yeah.
I've not. That's Parks and Recs, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not my humor.
What?
I've not
Oh.
watched it.
But you're from
Wow.
Indiana.
I know, but like same with like The Office.
You're literally from Pawnee, Indiana.
I know. You are
Pawnee.
literally Leslie Knope.
Pawnee is literally so similar to the town that Sydney and I grew up in. It's crazy.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
That's weird.
We should go there.
No,
Check it
no,
out.
no.
we don't need to go there. We don't.
You guys aren't allowed.
Yeah. We mentioned this in the last episode, but Sydney and I actually go way back
Yeah.
to when we were about 2-3 years old.
I literally don't remember life without Gabby
Aw.
like being my best friend, which is like not even like in a cheesy way. It's just the truth. Like I don't remember life without Gabby in it.
Yeah.
So strange.
See,
so
confirmed.
cute.
I wasn't lying. last week.
Confirmed.
It's confirmed.
It's confirmed.
Gabby can be trusted.
Yes,
Love
I
it.
can. So Leslie Knope. I've seen the full series. Navi, have you seen the full series?
Yes.
Awesome.
Multiple times.
So did I.
Oh, and
Multiple
Marketa has
times.
also seen. So what's like some of your favorite Leslie Knope moments?
Can I say something?
Yes.
Go for it.
Okay, my favorite Leslie moment is when she gets sick and she doesn't want to leave work, but she is forced to leave work, and then she leaves them with like this giant dossier, which is her agenda, and they're trying, like the whole team, the entire office is trying to do her job, and they're just like losing it
The meetings.
and
Yes.
failing miserably.
I love it.
Marketa is literally the Leslie Knope of the Normies.
So,
Yeah.
Gabby,
I haven't picked
Gabby
that up
is.
yet.
No, they both are for sure. I don't even know what she does. It just sounds like
She's-
sounds like you guys.
She's
Yeah.
great.
She is.
Yeah, one of my favorite Leslie Knope, I think for whole seasons, she makes sure all of her friends are like taken care of.
Yeah.
Especially when like Ron Swanson's birthday, he didn't want it, and like she threw him the perfect. Was like, here you watch your favorite movie. Here's a steak with your favorite alcohol, and there's a driver outside.
Yeah.
Like this is what you want. This is what I give you.
That's such
I
an
just-
that was so
emotional.
precious.
Yeah,
So
I
good.
loved it.
Yes.
I
Like
loved
she
it.
knows like she listens, like even though she's in her bubble where she wants to get done what she wants to get done,
Yeah.
but she knows what everybody else around them want, not like what she wants for them, but what they need.
Yes.
And that is what makes her a perfect public servant.
Yes, she is. She's a perfect public servant, and she doesn't take no as an answer, and she finds solution. I love her.
I know. Yeah,
Love
she's
her.
amazing. I love her, I guess, overall arc in the series. Like for me, the very first season I felt was a little iffy. When I first watched it, I was like, I don't know if I'm really like into this. But once you get past like the first, I think 4 episodes or something, like she just grows on your heart so much. It's crazy. And I love Amy Poehler, like just in
So
everything she
good.
does. So
She's so good. I think like it's same with Ron Swanson, right? Like Ron Swanson didn't like Leslie Knope, and then you grew on, and that's how at the
Yes.
beginning it was like, you are too much for me right now, and it's like,
Yes.
okay, you're perfect.
I love that part whenever he's like reading the initial sheet whenever she interviewed, and it's like all
Yes.
these things, and then at the bottom it says hire her. Like, oh, I could cry. I love Leslie Knope. I love her.
And one more thing, like I remember so fondly at the very end, like what she did for Ron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I was just like, oh my god, this is
So-
so perfect.
I know.
Without
we
giving
love
too
it.
much spoilers.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think I watched the first episode. Isn't there like some huge hole that they're like gonna like
The
fill?
pit.
The
And she
pit.
falls in the pit, and then I think like,
And Andy falls in the pit.
and then is it Chris Pratt? He's
Yes,
also in it, and he
Star-Lord.
has broken legs.
Yes.
That's all I've seen. That is
She
all
knows,
I've seen.
yeah.
That
Oh my
pit
God.
stays around for a very long
It does.
time.
Really?
Yes.
I would say, Sydney, before we move on to the next character, you should definitely give Parks and Rec another chance.
Yes.
Really?
I really think you would love it.
Especially
really
being a Hoosier, which if
yeah.
you don't know, a Hoosier is just someone from Indiana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't really know what that word means, but
That's true.
It's nice
Oh my
because
God.
they come to like St. Elmo's to like film.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they come to a Bankers Life Field House. Like I knew when they were filming at St. Elmo's actually, and I didn't used to watch Parks and Rec at that time, but
love that.
Interesting. Interesting.
It's a
I
snake
might.
house here.
So, fun trivia from Marketa's life. When I was moving to Indiana, I was like, I came under like this like cultural exchange program, and I was supposed to make this like presentation about the state where I'm moving to, and then I Googled Indiana and it was like Hoosiers, and I'm like, what the fuck is a Hoosier?
I still don't
Never
know.
found an answer,
Still
by the
don't
way. Still don't know.
it's just Hoosiers.
So moving on to our next character, where there were some matches, and it's also a character that shows on our channel. Not on our channel, but on our Patreon only. Right now, we are watching season 4 of Handmaid's Tale. You can catch those reactions on our Patreon for just $5 if you want to. Unfortunately, we cannot edit those, so they're just like unedited, uncut. So you can just watch along with us. Try that out; it's good.
it's
Watch
Patreon
us,
exclusive.
Be part of us.
So June Osborne. First, Sydney, have you seen Handmaid's Tale at all?
Okay, I watched the first season by myself.
Oh,
Yeah.
I understand.
Well, I fell into depression. I decided to not watch it anymore. I started working at the Normies. They were
Totally
like,
get it.
hey, edit season 3. But then also, the same time I was editing that, they had me edit the HBO miniseries, like Chernobyl.
Oh my
I was like, in
gosh.
like a pit.
oh my god,
She was in her own pit.
If it wasn't Handmaid's
So
Tale,
sad.
it was like
Yeah.
nuclear war. Like it was.
That's
bad.
why you have
So
anime
yeah,
now.
Yeah, literally. So I've watched season 1. I didn't watch season 2. I watched season 3. And then I'm gonna watch season 4 at some point. I'm
Same.
just not mentally ready after season
That's
3.
exactly what I thought too. I was like, I want to watch. So I haven't seen season 4, and these two over here have, because they're watching it on our Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't seen it, and when it first came out, I was like, I just don't know if I'm quite in like a good headspace to watch the show.
oh
right
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I-
100% feel that.
Yeah,
point.
I had to like stop watching after first season because the acting is so good that it actually makes you depressed.
Yes.
And I think I caught up because we were gonna watch season 4 together. I was like, all right, I guess I'll watch it. Season 4 is hopeful. For Handmaid's Tale version, it's hopeful. It's I don't know. It's
Yeah.
good.
So- So why do we love June Osborne?
Because she's a badass. Like so just from the beginning, being put in the situation that she's put into, like she completely rises out of it, and then without spoiling anything, like she just sort of like starts to lead like the rebellion against Gilead, and like she's just a badass. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
yeah.
yeah, for me, like I think it's go back to same with Leslie. No, I know they're two very different characters. It's this matter of like both of them they get put into a situation, they adapt, they find solution, and they learn and they grow.
Yeah.
So I think that's like a big thing with June Osborne. Like the situation she's put into, it's very horrible, but she was able to like find a solution to adapt it and do something about it. Do something, like even if that's gonna get her killed. She won't. She's a main character, but even if that gets her killed, it's like I'm gonna do something about it and not just take it on. And that's why, like, I love June Osborne.
Definitely, Marketa. I feel like one time I read something that you wrote at some point, and you called *The Handmaid's Tale* a rite of passage for women. This was a while ago, but I would agree. Like, so *The Handmaid's Tale* was one of the very first shows that I watched that I was like, I actually felt that fear of being in that situation, and like could actually, I not really relate because I'm not in that situation, but I could see myself in that situation while I was watching the show and felt that like extreme fear and anxiety.
I almost thought we were gonna get in that situation last few years.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's why I had to like stop myself.
I mean, there's no way if *Handmaid's Tale* season 4, is it 4 or 5 that we're watching right now? 4. If that came out in 2020, nobody would watch it. That would be way too close to home. But what I was gonna say is that the author of the book, Margaret Atwood, she actually appeared in season 1. She helped create. She was one of the aunts in the learning the re-educational center.
Oh.
So she was actually there beating up on handmaids.
Damn.
She oh my god, I have a brain fart right now. I forgot what I was gonna say.
She came, she wrote,
she did
explain.
Basically she helped co-create the further seasons, even though the book only really covers season 1. And so that's a neat fact, because it's similar to the Big Little Lies.
Yeah.
Is that what
I
it's
actually
called?
didn't know that
didn't know
the
that
book
either.
was only over the first season.
Yeah. And she was essentially, what she was trying to create was a near future dystopia, which is very much like possible.
It's near future.
Yeah. So it's not like if you read dystopia, by the way, my favorite book genre, it's usually like set in like very distant future, and like it's either things have possibly gone very, very wrong, and what I like about *Handmaid's Tale* is that it's near future, and it makes it so much more relatable and impactful. And there are so many like real life events that keep happening, and you're just like getting chills, because it literally is like a warning tale. Like this can happen literally tomorrow,
Hey,
like,
if it happens, everybody
sure
needs
you
to be
vote.
June Osborne.
Yeah,
right.
And I feel like the way they start off *The Handmaid's Tale* is like, if you just like look at it, it's like, okay, how do we get from like point A to point B? But they start it so slowly. Like at the beginning, like aren't all of like the women's like bank accounts, like all the money's like taken out, or like it's froze, like they can't get into it. Like it starts so like small, and then it just like builds, and then like next thing you know, they're like handmaids. And
when I watched that episode, I started like taking out cash instead of saving. So I'm like, every month I'm gonna like just so that nobody like takes my bank, because it's
Literally.
digital, right? Like it's all digital. but
Yeah,
Definitely.
Right. Let's move on to something more fun.
I'm depressed.
Another character that we had a match in with Navi and Gabby is Phoebe from Friends.
Yes. Baby
So
buffet.
let's talk about her.
Oh, wait, have you guys watched the Friends reunion yet?
I have not.
Oh my
no.
god, I watched it twice. It's
Oh, did
so
you?
good. I watched it twice in 2 days. Like it's so good. Anyway,
I've been waiting to watch it. I don't know what I'm waiting for, but I feel like I don't know. I'm just waiting to watch it.
Like I
me
was
too.
like, it's so emotional.
Is
It's
it?
very emotional.
I'm like, I don't really know if I want to watch it, because that means it's the end.
Watch it.
True.
Watch
You know
it,
what
I
Gabby.
mean?
It's
Like,
so
that's-
good.
Then it's over.
Yeah,
and I
it's
don't
really
know.
sad.
So I obviously familiar with Friends, but I've only watched like episode here and there, just like while doing other things. I never really like watched Friends. But I've always like inclined to like Phoebe the most.
Mm-hmm.
Even just like watching so passively. So can you like elaborate why Phoebe is like the best girl in the show?
I love like one moment of Phoebe that I remember really well is like this one episode where Phoebe and Rachel go out on a run, and Phoebe runs really weirdly, and Rachel is like embarrassed and don't want to be around her. Like, why are you running like this? And Phoebe's like, who cares? All the people that you're passing don't know you.
Yeah.
So run, do whatever you wanna do. In the end, like Rachel runs weirdly as well, like that's how I make up. But the Phoebe is just a character that, hey, I'm gonna be nonchalant, I'm living to the life, enjoying making the best out of it. And I'm gonna wear, and she's tried to be vegan and like try to be like all shop for flea market. She doesn't, like she adapt when she needs to. But at the same time, like she's just this one character that just does her own thing, and she does try to stay true to that to like very end.
Friends is definitely, not a show that's like, really like a feminist favorite or anything like that. But despite that, like Phoebe always is herself, like you said, and always is like the woman in the show that doesn't care what people think and is always true to herself. And I think that's why I really
Phoebe
like her too.
also brings like that real good, like kind of general quirky lady comedy,
Yes.
which I love.
Yes.
I've
we
only
love lady
seen a little
comedy.
bit of Friends,
You will
but she's the
love it.
first funny. Well, aside from Leslie, but she's like funny.
Yeah,
Yes.
you will love it. Like her favorite song is "Smelly Cat."
Yeah.
"Smelly Cat." I love that song. And then she make up she's a wholeheartedly like fun, easygoing character, and all her relationships are very like easygoing as well. Like she has interesting relationships.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I just wanted to say Johnny Blue says Phoebe's run is iconic. And I
Yes.
definitely agree.
Dude, I saw somebody run like that the other day down Mass Ave. I almost filmed it, but I was driving. It's like that's
the
I wonder
Phoebe
if that's what
run.
Friends.
Exactly it.
You guys want? I can bring it up.
The run.
Yeah, you guys want to see?
Yes.
Yeah, let's do that. The run is hilarious, but if you can pop it up, is that it? No, that's not it.
Can
No,
people
yeah.
see it?
People are about to be able to see it.
Okay.
Yeah, here.
And Park, hold on, let me see.
There's no audio. That is perfectly
There won't be any
fine.
audio.
That's fine. Just
All
play
right.
it.
Hold on, we're doing something a little extra. I'm doing the picture. And
Youthful Eagle says, I like Marketa,
Says
Marketa has only
Phoebe
seen a
and
couple
Rachel.
episodes here and there.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yes. Look, she looks so happy. I love it.
That's hilarious. And, like
That's so
Rachel just
funny.
doesn't like. She tried to like secretly go out, and she runs like I don't want Phoebe to be there. It's
Aw.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
There's this one episode where it's like super early on, like Rachel's still kind of new to the group, and like I think it's whenever she starts seeing the Italian guy that lives in her.
Who doesn't speak English?
Yes.
Yeah.
And she's like seeing him, and he comes into like Phoebe's place for a massage, and like
Oh yeah.
like kind of assaults Phoebe, and so she like sits Rachel down, and she's like, I know we're not that good of friends so far, but she like makes her cookies, and she's like, but one thing you should know is like I am always like honest and like good to my friends. Like my friends are my family.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's never Phoebe hit it for me.
Yeah, definitely. She's just such a good.
She's such a good
She's
character.
a great friend, yeah.
Yeah, I love the episode where like they try to find her grandma cookie recipe,
Oh yeah.
and it's like just behind like a Nestle.
Yeah.
Like Toll House, like Nestle. Like I don't know how she like trying to say French. It's like you guys butcher. It's like no, it's
I love
Nestle
it.
Toll House. But
All right. Our next character where we had matches, we unfortunately have never reacted to this show, but I think that all normies by now have seen it.
Yeah.
It's Schitt's Creek and our beloved character Alexis Rose. Mine and Gabby's favorite. I was standing Alexis since like the first episode. I was like, yes, her,
Yes.
and I just like loved her. And like, I know that she's not, David is like everybody's favorite, I feel like all the time. But Alexis is just so extra and she's just always herself. And what I love most about her character is how she starts really, like she hasn't even graduated from high school. And towards the end of the series, she's literally owns her own business. She goes through a terrible breakup and stands on her feet, moves to New York on her own, and just like does her thing.
Yes.
And I just like love everything about her story and the way she just like picks herself up. She does some shitty things. She cheats on her boyfriend, but she's always true to herself. She's always owns up to her mistakes. She always learns from them. And I love her. I love that about her. I love
Marketa,
her winks.
will you sing the song?
I'm a Lamborghini. I'm a Hollywood star. I love her.
You can learn that whole
I
song.
love everything about her.
Alexis.
I love Rose as well.
Oof.
I
Yes.
just is like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, not Rose. Moira. I meant Moira.
Yeah, Moira.
I knew what you meant. Yeah.
No, I didn't put Alexis on my list, but I love Alexis. I think one of the character who grew to be this self-independent person to where she was before. Like, all about money and somebody's gonna take me away out of the situation, and then like, no, I'm gonna take myself away from the situation.
Yep.
And she was so.
Yeah,
shit's
it's-
freaking so good.
When I first watched, kind of just like Parks and Rec, when I first watched it, I was like, oh, I don't think I really like this show. But then every single person around me, and I was like, everyone I respect likes this show. So there's something must be wrong with me. But the characters grow on you. But in the very first episode, they're like, these rich people, and I was like, I don't really vibe with this. But then, you learn to love them so much.
Yeah.
So yeah, Alexis Rose is one of my favorites too, because of the reasons that you said. She just has this like insane character arc throughout the whole series, and I just love her. Look up to her, and yeah,
So good.
Absolutely.
So good.
yes.
Next one is a very classic character. It's Mulan. So now we are moving to the movies category from this series. Still on matches. We have 3 more matches to go through, including Mulan. Mulan is favorite character of Sydney's and Gabby's.
Sydney,
The,
talk a little
the
bit?
babies. Did you watch the movie together as kids?
Probably.
Sure, we probably did.
We watched a lot of Alice in Wonderland though,
We
whenever we
did.
were kids.
We did.
Like a stupid, disgusting amount of Alice
Yeah.
in Wonderland. But okay, I mainly we're talking about old Milan, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know about New Mulan.
The
like-
OG Mulan.
Yes.
Every time
Very specific.
every single time I watch Mulan, even to this day, I'm sobbing.
I know.
And it's it's just from start to beginning, she's just kind of, she's not who she wants to be. They just want her to get married, whatever. I mean, you guys know this story, but at the very end, it's she completely kind of changes the way that the whole army even looks at women, I feel like. And I don't know. I mean, they almost kill her. Yeah, they almost kill her at some point.
Yeah. It's an old one too, and Disney back then wasn't really known for being the best at being diverse and having these female arcs and stuff like that. But she was one of the original people of color in the Disney I guess it's not really a universe, is it? No,
I don't think it's.
they kind of all coexist.
I think they are all in the
separately.
same universe.
They are?
I heard that somewhere, but I could be totally wrong.
If anyone knows if it's all in the same universe, put it in the chat for us so we can learn. But yeah, Mulan was one of the first people of color or Asian people of color in the Disney movies, and that was huge for me when I was a kid because representation is everything, and Mulan looked like my family, and that was amazing for me.
Fun fact: Gabby is actually Asian.
I know.
She doesn't look it.
Very much white passing, but I am Asian.
I remember one time whenever we were little, I was I don't fully understand because Gabby is Taiwanese.
Yeah.
And she was okay, so there's Asia. So think of it as almost like ice cream. Then there's different types of ice cream. She's I'm Taiwanese.
Oh my gosh, pulling out the ice cream metaphor when I was a kid.
That's literally how she taught me. It's stuck with me.
I'm an ice cream flavor. Yeah.
I love it. So both of your parents are Taiwanese?
Just my mom.
Oh, okay.
Just my mom. So I'm actually only 25%. But my grandfather immigrated here from Taiwan.
I had no idea.
I know,
So
right?
when they ask you what your race is, what do you pick?
White and Asian.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess that is an option.
Yeah.
Because I'm always confused. It's am I Asian? I guess I am. India is Asia.
Yeah. Awesome.
That's interesting.
I also hate every time I have to answer that question.
I hate it too.
It's so weird. Like, why do you need to know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For statistics.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
They need to
If
categorize
only it was
us.
just that.
Yeah, if there's an option like I prefer not to answer, I prefer not to answer. It was like
Yeah.
just one of
Same.
them. But like going back to Milan, like I actually almost put Milan on my list as well, and it was really interesting watching that movie just to see, because in Asian culture it really resonated a lot with me as well. It's like just to be not to get married, you literally have to be a man.
Yeah.
And she go become a man and do all that stuff. Like it still hit. I wasn't happy with it that she had to go be a man and do all that, but at the same time, like it makes sense.
Yeah.
In that circumstance, you have to take that step, and she did, and then she did something. She wasn't like, I'm just gonna get married and do what everybody else would do. I was like, no, I'm gonna go
she defied
fight
the norm.
Yeah, fight the norm. I'm gonna fight for my dad, and like for
Exactly.
my family and all that. And
Exactly.
it's great.
And the freaking soundtrack
Oh my
to
god.
that movie is amazing. That soundtrack is amazing.
It's so good.
Ooh. I just want to say that Make a Man Out of You is one of my favorite karaoke.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll sing it with you, and everyone surprisingly knows every word, even though you don't know you know every word.
Yeah.
Yes,
For
One of
sure.
so
those.
good.
We have a couple of interesting comments from the chat I'd like to share. So Perry Glacial says there are many theories about the Disney movies being in the same universe, but nothing is confirmed. So we're spreading rumors here. And then Youthful Eagle said we need Eddie Murphy back as a voice actor. Mushu was one of his best roles.
Love
Oh,
Mushu.
yeah.
Yes, we agree.
Mushu's the
In
best.
the new one, right?
Eddie Murphy. Wasn't he also the donkey in Shrek?
Yeah.
He literally looks like he looks like it. It's so funny.
And then Pavi gave us a really insightful comment. He said, at least in medicine, different races have different predispositions to different diseases and respond differently to certain medications. So that could be why, you have to check all the boxes for which races that you are. So
Oh, okay.
Okay. Thanks,
interesting.
Puppy.
Thank you, Pavi.
Like keeping us straight.
Okay.
I love it. Cool.
Learn
Dr.
something new.
Puppy. All right.
Okay.
Who's next?
Next is Katniss Everdeen, which is a favorite character of myself and Sydney.
Yeah.
So,
Aren't you glad we watched these movies on the quarantine?
yes, I love the movies. They're
Oh my
so much
God.
fun. I haven't read the books. And
This-
I think that you did.
Yeah, those were like I am not a reader at all, but like I watched the first movie and I was like, oh my God. Like it was like The Hunger Games was life changing to me in high school. Like it really just sent me. So then I went and got Catching Fire and Mockingjay, and I'm not kidding, I read them both in like 2 days. Like I just had to know what happened, and then I mean obviously the movies came out like years later, but no, that was the last book I read. That was probably the only
I think
book
I
I read.
remember whenever you were reading the books, like she would bring them to lunch and like just sit and read, and we'd be like, "Hey, can you like talk to us?"
Yeah,
And
I'm like,
she's
no,
I'm busy.
Wow.
Give me 2 more days. Like, I have to know what happened. I was obsessed with Hunger Games. I had like a Hunger Games shirt. I went to like the Catching Fire premiere in my Hunger Games shirt. Like,
Oh,
it was
nice.
a little embarrassing.
No, not at all.
It's okay. I was obsessed.
She's a nerd.
Oh.
I love it. I love it. The books were much more tragic
Oh,
than
yeah.
the movies, but
Yeah.
it's a good.
I feel like with Katniss, like she already starts off as such like a strong woman. Like she's just kind of living her life like the way that she can, but she is kind of like already like a little rebel because she like hunts and she'll kind of like go outside of like the area where like she's like supposed to stay in. But then obviously the Hunger Games rolls around that year. I don't think I would have volunteered myself as tribute, I'll be honest. Like, which is, I don't think I would have. Like,
But if it's your sibling, right? It was like her sibling
Yeah, it
who
was her
got
little
picked.
sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Sydney doesn't have a little sister, so maybe she just doesn't
see, I
understand.
don't, I
fair.
don't feel
Just
that.
kidding.
Fair enough.
Yeah, if my never mind, I guess. But I don't know. I mean, that would like right there already be like a really hard thing, and like it was kind of like a no-brainer for her. And then I think one thing for me the whole time, like whenever I was like reading the books and like watching the movies whenever I was younger, like it was just like almost like a love story to me. Like I was so obsessed with Peeta. I was so team Peeta.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But I know what you're thinking. I recently rewatched them maybe like a year ago, and I was like, this is not a love story at all. She was kind of like,
She was kind of forced.
she was kind of forced, and she was just kind of like, okay, like it's easier for me to just be with him like during all of this to like, you know,
Have a
like
companion.
impress like the, you know, the audience. We can get sponsors and like whatever. And like, I mean, no spoilers, but like we all know how it ends. But whenever I rewatched it the last time, I was kind of like Gail deserves so much more. I was kind of team Gail. I hated him the first go around, but I love him now.
Yeah.
I think you should spill the tea on what I was
I'm not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, you're gonna spill the tea?
Yes.
I just wanted to add one brief thing is that about it. I think that she's with PETA when she's like trying to like survive, but when she wants to fight, like she's with fucking Gail.
Yeah.
And that's why she ends up settling down with PETA in the end, because it's about survival for her. But like Gail is there to be the fighter.
No, but do you remember whenever they were holding like PETA hostage and like they were making him say shit and Gail was like, see, like he's saying this, and she's like, no, like that's not him, and he's like, yeah, it is, and like Gail was like mad at her, but it's like, is he saying that? So then like she'll be Team Gail. I don't know.
That's
a whole thing.
Like 5 years of a book for people.
You did.
It's been out for so long, guys.
It has. It has.
Yeah.
Spill that tea, Sydney.
Yeah, Sydney. Spill the tea.
Oh my god.
Sydney was like when she said she was Team PETA, like she was Team PETA.
That's all I thought about.
And
Disgusting. I was actively trying to find ways. Stop looking at me like that, Hunter. Actively trying to find ways to like slide into like Josh Hutchinson's DMs. Like, disgusting. Anyways, when I was like 15, I started like dating this guy that I didn't even know that kind of looked like PETA.
he did.
And I was
looked a lot like him.
basically dating him for that reason.
Oh my god.
Because he kind of looked like
real
PETA.
healthy.
True story.
Very healthy. It was 10 years ago. Okay.
How long were you together?
It wasn't very long,
Like
right?
maybe a month or
He's
two.
a
You
very,
realize he
very
wasn't
good
PETA.
guy.
He was a fine
You are
guy.
not
Yeah.
PETA. I'm breaking up with
Breaking
you.
up with you. You just look like him.
All right. So moving on to our next character that we love, and the last of our matches is Imperator Furiosa. And again, it's mine and Sydney's favorite character.
Witness me.
Oh, I love that movie. I slept on it for so long. Chris was the one who introduced the movie to me. Like by the time everybody
Mad Max
knew.
Fury Road.
Have you seen it?
No,
Mad
I've never
Max.
seen it.
It's so good.
It's amazing.
It's so good. It's so good.
Okay, so I'm not going to spoil anything because I really think that you just need to watch it. It's like one of the best movies I've ever seen in my entire life.
It's nonstop. Like the whole time you're
Yes.
just kind of like clenching your jaw.
I
Like,
have like a list
but
going of
there's
things I need to watch.
The character that we're talking about, Imperator Furiosa, she's just this badass, no nonsense bitch.
yeah, ultimate baddie. Ultimate baddie.
Yes.
It's so good.
I love her character design. I love the way she looks. She just like rocks the shaved head. And like her makeup is just like so like warrior princess type.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I just like love everything about her.
I'm not gonna like say what she does in the movie.
Yeah.
Because I think Gabs wants to watch it. But one thing that I didn't know, I don't think this is a spoiler, but one thing I didn't know, but I was like doing like a couple like notes on her last night, is that she originally was one of the wives, but she was made the driver of the war rig because she was barren. Like they couldn't breed her.
Interesting. Had
Yeah.
no idea.
And I think she's like the only woman in like that army.
Yeah.
So
Oh wow. Now I have to like rewatch it with
I know,
that perspective.
I want to rewatch it
It's
too.
so good. It's been so long.
Can I
right.
give you guys a bit of movie trivia behind it real quick?
Sure.
Yeah.
So the director, George Miller, is also the guy who originally did the Mad Maxes, and I think that he ended up taking like, God, it must have been something like, it was more than 10 years off. He did Happy Feet in between, so it was like Mad Max, Happy Feet, some other movies, and then he came back with like Mad Max Fury Road. That's all. It's just, look at this guy's career.
That's
Crazy.
interesting. Yeah.
Furiosa and Happy Feet are from
Awesome.
the same creator.
That's so funny.
Like a happy feet. That's too happy. Let's go on the other end. Apocalypse.
All right. We are like we could talk about this forever. But we need to speed things up a little bit. This is the end of our matches, but we still have a lot of characters to discuss. I tried to make this as concise as possible and bulked the characters into categories of what I thought that made sense. So if it doesn't work out, don't judge me. I tried. So the first bulk of characters I created is by representation. So those are characters, female characters that represent either a minority or represent or fight for some oppressed group. So we talked about Mulan, talked about June Osborne, Katniss Everdeen, even Imperator Furiosa. Like, they're all fight for rights of somebody who has no rights, basically. There are 3 additional characters that I added that made sense in my head when I was writing it, but I'm not sure now I agree with it. But anyway, one of the characters that I think belongs to this group for sure is Hanji Zo from Attack on Titan.
You have to.
You have to. So I think that Sydney's familiar and Navi's familiar with the character. Gabby probably doesn't know what we're going to be talking about right now.
Not a weeb.
She used to scare the shit out of me at the very beginning.
Yeah, I love her. I love her for it. She's terrifying.
Yeah, but she's like, they would be so lost without her. Like, she plays such like a key part. And every time she's around, I feel safe.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So she's the kind of like a crazy scientist female, which is like the first time I think I personally have ever seen like this type of character in like a female form, because usually, you know, like crazy scientists are usually like
Males.
ego-driven men.
Yeah, and also in this situation where she's scientist of a Titan, like these crazy things that she wants to experiment on. It's like, how do you do that?
Yeah, and basically everything that she does is like borderline unethical, maybe, but she just does it because she wants the humanity to survive. The entire series about Attack on Titan is about like survival of humanity, and it's just like everything's on the edge, and like we have to make it as dramatic as possible all the time.
All the time.
I love it. And she just like fits that universe so well. And I think that I wish that there were like, I wish I knew somebody like that in my life.
Yeah.
Like, I want to have a crazy friend.
I love it. But
yeah, she's nuts.
So the reason you put Hanji in minority oppressed group, it's because she's like the only crazy female scientist in that.
Or is it because she's
No,
Eldian?
it's because she's Eldian.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, makes sense. She is Eldian.
She's
Spoilers.
Species, like
it's like her.
race.
It's like their race. Like,
Oh.
She's oppressed people.
Oh.
Yeah.
We also got a someone in the chat, if I can find it. Teen K said Hanji is meant to be non-binary in the
Yes.
manga.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
Yes, so I was going to say that too yesterday. I was reading more about her character, and I found out that the author actually chose to use the male spelling of this name to, you know, to call her. And he never revealed or never confirmed what her gender is. So,
So same as
she
Armin.
looks like a girl, but her name is spelled in the male form.
Gotcha.
And it's just like basically what he's trying to say is that your gender doesn't define your actions or your character.
Yeah.
Yes.
nice.
Retweet.
Very
Love it.
good.
I love it.
So that's Hanji. The other character that
There's a
this movie is
Furiosa movie coming out in 2023.
Oh my god.
That just blew my mind.
we just got a thought bubble.
I had no idea.
So that's gonna be awesome. I can't
Yes.
wait. I love Furiosa.
She's so good.
All right, so moving on, another character that I added in the category of minority or oppressed groups is Erin Brockovich, and now I'm confused why I did that because is not a minority, but she fights for minorities. I think this is, or oppressed people. This is why I added her. So I don't know. Is any of you guys familiar with Erin Brockovich?
I am not, unfortunately.
So there's a movie with Julia Roberts that's based on a true story. It's called Erin Brockovich, and it's about this lawyer lady who is literally self-taught because she sees a problem in a community where there's like asbestos pollution, and literally people are dying. People have like unexplainable like health conditions and cancer. And like just two insane tumors and stuff. And she's just like, this is not okay. So she literally, without having any formal education, wins the lawsuit.
Oh wow!
Get these people paid. Get them get the asbestos removed. And now she's like a TV show personality. Nowadays, I think that there was some kind of thing she did. Like I think that she was like driving drunk or something. I think she drove a boat drunk, and she got arrested, and she got like a fine for it. I mean, nobody is perfect. You know, we all make stupid mistakes. I don't think that should diminish her accomplishments for like that town. I remember specifically there's one scene in the movie. I'm just gonna say that without spoiling the rest, but I really want to share the scene. She's talking to the executives of the company that like are responsible for the asbestos poisoning, and the asbestos is in the water as well. And they're like, no, the water's perfectly fine. And she just like serves them a glass of water, and she's like, well, this is from the water system. Like, have a drink. And they refuse to drink that water, and that's basically like a big power move because they're like, it's fine. They didn't drink it, and they're like, no.
Oh my god, makes me want to stop drinking tap water.
Yeah.
Brenda's in the back like, oh my god.
I have to watch this movie.
So you should definitely, I would recommend it 100%. It's a really good movie, and I love discovering like real life historical facts about people and their accomplishments, because it's like more relatable. It's like, oh my god, this actually happened.
That's wild.
Wow.
All right, moving on then. Our next character is Miranda Barlow from Black Sails. Am I the only one who has seen
I
it?
edited like 5 episodes of Black Sails.
I haven't
Which
seen
one
it.
is she?
either.
We don't have to talk about her too much. She is a friend of Captain Flint, and she has this mysterious vibe about her. She's essentially, we think that she's a witch at first.
Oh.
She lives in a secluded area of the island. Nobody talks to her. But later on you find out that the reason why people think she's a witch is because she like owns her sexuality, and she's just like doing her thing, you know, and she also like knows a little bit of medicine. Gotcha. People are just like, oh, curses.
She's hypnotizing people with her sex.
Yeah. It's she I didn't realize how much of a powerful figure she was until the very end of the series. So
how many seasons?
It's 4 seasons.
Oh wow.
The first season is like really slow and like slow building.
So till the end you realize this character.
But I absolutely love the show.
So I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Black Sails is like a spinoff of Treasure Island.
Or like based off of
that?
It's a prequel to Treasure Island.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh my gosh. I thought we were talking about Vikings. Never mind.
Almost.
Spoilers.
Almost.
Interesting.
And so I put her in this group because she's basically the oppressed person on this island. You know, like it's an island of like ruggedy pirates, and you can either be a pirate lady or you can be in the brothel and sell your body. And she's just like completely removed from that society, and she just chooses to just do her own thing.
Good for her. Good for her.
Well, I mean, it's not. It's partly her choice, and partly it's like circumstances of how she got to the island in the first place. But I don't want to spoil too much for you guys. So I really think you should watch it. It's a really good show. We also have reactions on our channel, the Normies. If you want to see us react to the show, go check it out.
We also did book club on Treasure Island.
We did.
So that's also
yeah,
there.
we did.
Yeah.
There.
All right. So the next category we're gonna go over real quick is category of warrior women. So obviously we already talked about Mulan, Katniss Everdeen, Furiosa or Hanji. They're all like in war zones or they're just like fighting for their lives. But we have several other characters that we talked about. Let's start with the bride. I think Sydney is on your list.
Okay, so I picked the bride from Kill Bill, Uma Thurman. I mean, you guys have probably seen the movie.
I have not seen the movie.
You've not seen the movie?
I know, I'm lame.
Wow.
Put it on my list here.
Okay.
I surprisingly have seen the movie.
You have seen the
yeah,
movie?
I
Have
have.
you seen the movie?
I have.
Okay,
yes.
well,
I love it.
Basically, starts out, she's pregnant at her wedding with her best friends, her fiance. They all try to kill her.
Oh.
She wakes up in the hospital bed. Baby's gone because she's like been in a coma, and this guy's like trying to rape her while she's like in the coma.
Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, she's like,
All you need to know.
she's like, "Are you Buck? You're here to whatever." She basically makes out of the situation, and it's just a revenge story. I love a revenge story. I'm a Scorpio. She's just getting her revenge on basically a bride that tried to kill her at her wedding.
Nice.
So
Interesting.
Yeah.
Nice.
So what is it that you like love or adore about her?
her drive for revenge.
She just loves the
Like,
revenge.
that's like literally why I like her
Drive
so
for
much.
revenge.
Like, she's literally like, she wakes up and she's like, I must kill everybody that was at my fucking wedding. And like, she like gets like, you know, she just sits in that truck and like gets like her like feeling back in her legs. And then right after that, she takes the truck and she's like at the first place. She's like, let's go. And she has a list. Like, she like I don't know.
Nice.
I mean, yeah,
Amazing.
the bride was great because especially like just waking up from coma and you don't have your child, like you could easily just lose will of like living. But she's
Yeah.
like, nope, I'm gonna kill every people and I'm gonna go get the best weapon there out there, learn it, and then go kill these people.
Yeah,
Like,
she didn't even think about anything else.
No.
It was seriously just like get feeling back in my toes and then go kill everyone like nonstop.
She's a warrior.
So good. I love that movie.
Yeah. And we were literally yesterday after watching the latest Handmaid's Tale episode, we're talking about like the value of anger and like how it drives you sometimes. Like anger can be destructive, but it can also be like the thing that pushes you to where you need to be.
Yeah.
And I really think, like in her case, like losing a child and like waking up from a coma, like someone's trying to kill you already. Like what else do you have?
What
Like,
else do you have to lose? They
you can
shot her
either
in the
give
head.
up and die,
Yeah.
or you just keep on fighting. And like, if the only drive for you at this point is revenge, I'm like, who's to judge?
Who's
Yeah.
to judge?
Yeah.
I mean, you have nothing else left, so might
Yeah.
as well like kill people.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Don't do
Okay.
that.
We have so many warrior women and badass characters in this category, so let's try to go through them a little faster. We have Michonne, which is also Sydney's favorite.
I mean, she's.
I feel like Michonne is like very like self-explanatory.
Yeah.
It's like any fight scene and Michonne comes up, you're like, okay. we're-
Like if
So-
if I was ever like in trouble and Michonne's there, like I am gonna survive.
yeah,
Right.
like, I,
Yeah, that's-
I will
that's
live.
true.
I should probably take a nap, let Michonne handle this. I know everything will
I-
be okay.
I'll be good.
So have you guys seen like the latest season?
No.
No, but
Yeah.
I will not
You
watch
have?
it.
No.
Why?
I mean, I like it. Just, I don't know.
I mean, okay, I stopped watching Walking Dead after like season 4 or 5,
Yeah.
and then I literally have only watched it because of editing.
yeah, I don't know. It's not for me, I don't think.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, well, so like she does something in the end that I just disagree with on a very fundamental basis, and that just, yes, she's a badass, but
I honestly can't even remember what she did at the end.
she like left.
Spoilers.
She left her.
I mean, then
kids.
isn't. Oh, she had kids.
Oh, I do remember that.
Hey,
What?
I just wanted to say
I haven't seen it.
about Michonne is that they do that thing where like a female badass character has like part of her past that she's like she used to carry her husband and her brother on chains as zombies, and she was using them to fend off other zombies, but she still had an emotional attachment. And then like the episode where like it's becoming an issue, she drops them so quick. And it's not like one of those like, oh my heart, like what have you been doing? Like but my emotions. She's like survival. She's like I'll cry about it later. And
Wait,
I
she
think that,
keeps them?
yeah,
like,
they turn
like,
into zombies. She cuts their chins off and cuts their hands off and keeps them on chains because they ward off other zombies.
Because if you like look like them and you can go through the zombie group, then they won't touch you because you smell like zombie.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
That's like the first thing you learn about.
Yeah, but I mean, true. Like Michonne is, I haven't seen the new season. I don't know what she does that's like so against it. But at the same time, I think her character is survival, right?
Yeah.
Like in that escape, like she survived and she survives. Like where I started watching was like when Negan gets captured. That's till how long I've seen Walking Dead. So till that point, like I think she gets together with Rick, but at the same time, it's like, hey, my emotions are right here, and we are surviving this compartmentalizing.
Yes, absolutely. I don't think that like the end should define her character. And I also think that the only reason why that happened was because she wanted to leave the actress wanted to leave the show.
Fair enough.
And they just needed to write her off, and it was just a kind of a lazy way to solve that situation. So
Yeah.
it's what it is. Moving on, we have Garnet, and I don't know if anybody else is familiar besides me with who this is.
For the
Steven
Adventure Time,
Universe?
right?
Yes.
I've
Oh,
only
no.
watched like episodes here and there. I'm like kind of familiar, but
Okay.
not like fully.
So it's only me and Chris. I don't really want to spoil too much. Again, I'd recommend everybody to watch this show. It's amazing.
Is the main
Garnet
character?
specifically is one of the 4 main characters. So basically, it's a story about this like kid named Steven and his 3 moms who are aliens.
Oh.
Garnet is one of the aliens. They're like called crystal gems, and they have superpowers. They protect the earth. Super cool story. Garnet specifically, and the reason why I love her is because she has the best songs, and
She's voiced by Estelle.
she's voiced by Estelle. The songs are amazing, and she is essentially like she's essentially 2 characters in one. As you will find out later, but she's basically this show does a really good job at exploring identity. There's a lot of like gender bending as well.
Ooh.
And so I really think this is like one of the most I don't know, progressive shows, like cartoons for kids that I've ever seen.
And it was
That
like one of
explore
the,
this type of thing.
I think it was like one of like the first shows for like Cartoon Network to like explore that and like actually like dive into it.
Yeah.
I'm glad that they're doing cartoons in this way because I remember I used to watch Looney Tunes all the time, but if you watch it now, like there are signs there's like some things that are racist, sometimes they're sexist, but like now there's cartoons that are like progressive to the point there's like there's no gender or you don't have to like be defined by that, like the concept that I never grew up learning.
Right.
So like took
Yeah.
a while, so I'm happy that they're doing that. That's why this new generation
Yeah.
is like more woke.
Yeah,
Exactly.
like as I was writing these notes down, I was also thinking about how I don't really like all of my picks are from maybe like the last 5 years of me like consuming media and
Fair
different
enough.
stories. And I realized that as a child, I've always like lived through the male characters because they were the ones that always had fun, and they were the ones that like, got the thing or whatever that they wanted to get,
Yeah,
whether it was
100%.
a princess, like, okay, so am I supposed to be the princess that's being won? Like, what is
being,
my
like,
agenda?
Saved from whoever.
What am I? Yeah, like, that's.
Yeah, like I remember playing Mario, and like the whole purpose of Mario is to go save Princess.
Yes.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah, literally.
all right, cool.
She can save herself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you can. It's not wrong to like ask for help. Like we all need that.
Yeah.
But it's just what I'm trying to say is like as a child, I like watching TV or watching like fairy tales or reading a story. I lived through the male characters, and I just realized it when I was writing these notes. Like,
Yeah. It was so hard because like every time I got think of like a favorite movie or something, I'd be like, oh, like I love this character, but it's like a male, and I'm like, because it always is the male.
Yeah.
It always
Yeah.
is the male. Like,
Yeah. I'd like literally look up, like, let me see all the female characters, like, oh, there's so many of them. But it took a
yes.
while because, like, if you had told me like 10 male characters, it would be so easy for me to
Oh,
put
yeah.
them down on the
Yeah.
paper.
For sure.
But
Oh my god,
yeah,
we have so many characters.
we
to go
do.
through
We
still.
just
Yeah.
hit
Okay,
an hour mark.
quickly. Avatar Kyoshi.
Still need to see.
I'm
Legend.
surprised I'm the only one who wrote her down.
I know.
I haven't
And I'm
seen
kind of
Legend
offended.
Korra yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen.
it.
I haven't seen Legend of Korra.
I have
Yeah.
not either.
I was
Yeah.
in between putting Korra and Avatar Kyoshi, and I couldn't decide. But because Avatar Kyoshi book is the last that I read, she was the most like fresh in my memory. So I put her down. But I do love both Avatar Kyoshi
Why
and
her
Korra.
and not like Katara?
Guitar's not. I don't know.
No.
Katara's okay.
She's just okay.
Yeah.
in my
But she
opinion.
I mean,
She
she gets a
grew.
whole book.
Yeah.
Kyoshi.
You learn
True.
more about her almost as much as you know.
Yeah,
about
I mean, no, Katara is a badass in her own right, and I love Katara. I think that Korra gets too much flack because, you know, it's okay to have flaws. And I love that about Korra specifically and her like process of overcoming all the shitty things about herself. Avatar Kyoshi is just a badass. She has so much power.
No, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Youthful Eagle in the chat says Ty Lee best.
Oh,
Yes. Yes.
I would agree.
absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Azula
I love
was cool,
Suki
too.
too. Suki
Oh my
is so
gosh.
cute.
Yeah.
I actually
She's
didn't mind
adorable.
Azula until she went crazy in the end.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Shuri is our next character. Another warrior princess from the MCU universe. It's Gabby's, I think.
Yeah.
Gabby's pick.
I loved Shuri. She was so inspiring in Black Panther. Just I don't know, she's just like a big tech nerd, and I thought that was really cool. And she's kind of like, you know, the woman behind Black Panther, and like a lot of her inventions had to do with like a lot of his success and stuff like that. So she really like, you know, deserves some of that credit too. And I just thought, as someone I'm, you know, pretty interested in all of the STEM fields and stuff like that, like I just thought she was kind of a women in STEM icon. So yeah, I love Shuri.
Can
She
you
was
tell
awesome.
us a little bit more about your involvement in the STEM field? Just like a sentence or two.
So I have a chemistry degree, which is a little funny that I'm here now. But, I have a chemistry degree, and I like left college or graduated college, got my first job, and then hated it. So I'm here now.
There you go.
But yeah, so
We'd
have a
love to
little
have her.
interest in STEM.
Yes.
That's
love
so
it.
cool.
I had no idea.
Our next character is Slagartha, the warrior queen. We'll not call her a princess because she's a goddamn queen.
It's a shield.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Good for
Yeah,
her.
R.I.P. Chadwick Boseman.
So I'm not gonna talk too much about Lagertha. Everybody should know her. If you want to know more about Lagertha, you should check our video essay on her. But the reason why I love her is because she's literally a mythical figure. But her story literally was like paved the way for women's right in like the Nordic Scandinavian countries. It made women like valid part of society, and she's also the reason why in Scandinavian countries women's rights are much more progressed than the rest of the world. So Lagertha, the originator of literally all of the women's power.
Yeah, definitely
Love
check
her.
out the video essay written by Marketa
It's so good.
over on the Normies channel.
So good.
Do it.
So good.
All right, Black Widow is our next, again from the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Super
Yes.
excited for the movie.
Not sure.
I know.
Was it you again?
Yes, it was. So I'm super pumped for the upcoming movie.
Yes.
If I'm being honest, whenever I first started watching the MCU movies, I was a little annoyed because I was like, oh, Scarlett Johansson, like this character is probably just going to be, this is terrible of me, but this character is probably just going to be like the hot girl. And
Like a Megan Fox and like
Yeah.
Transformers or something.
yeah, like I kind
Yeah.
of like had that going in, but then like she completely blew me away as Black Widow. And I don't know, she's just also a badass. I feel like I keep saying that about everyone, but I mean that's the title of today's episode.
She's so hot. She just makes it like
Yeah,
you
she
know.
just her hotness just like adds to the fact that her
Yeah.
character is a badass too. So I was completely wrong about the character, and that was pretty shitty of me to go in with that mindset.
To be fair, I think in the beginning they didn't really give her that much time or character development because it was so focused on, you know, Thor, Captain America, and all these characters. But now, like, she slowly grew to a point, like, now she will be having her own movie.
So
She's got clout.
Yeah.
We'll definitely get to talk more about her after this movie.
Yes, we are going to have, as soon as that movie's out, the episode of this podcast will be dedicated to that movie only. So we'll do a little deep dive. So we're excited for that.
Yes, definitely.
We are done with the Warriors. It was really hard to put people in categories because I feel like all of them engulf everything. In the next category that I thought of was Brainy girls. And again, like we talked about Shuri, we talked about Hanji, like, you know, we talked about Leslie Knope. I think that all of them could be a part of it. But specifically the characters we haven't talked about yet is Hermione Granger and Princess Bubblegum. So let's talk about Hermione a little bit. I will let Navi do that because that was her number one pick.
I love Hermione. I mean, it's just an obvious one. Like, Hermione Granger is the smartest, brainiest, badass woman in Harry Potter, and I think it's because of her knowledge that they get done so much. It's literally because of her, because Dumbledore did not help Harry at all whatsoever. It was Hermione figuring shit out for everybody, and I just loved it. And I think the saddest moment was when she had to wipe her memories from her parents so that she could go like help Harry, and then you know, because she realized like people will come after her family, and it's like, it's better they don't know who she is. But I mean, I love her, man. Yeah. Like, she grows so much, so good.
And she punches Draco in the face.
Best moment of the whole film. It was so good. I loved it.
We all lived through that.
Yes, it was needed, and I'm glad she did.
And then we like see it again because like they're using that like.
So good. It's like, yes, let's keep watching.
I love it.
They're like, do it one more time.
I love it, like bitch slap compilations from Game of Thrones, with Joffrey. Like every time he gets slapped, it's just like, yes. Like I can watch this on a loop forever.
All the bitch slaps, like I can watch it all, like everywhere. It's like so worth it.
Yeah. I love it. All right, Princess Bubblegum. Sorry, we need to get through it fast.
Yeah, that was Sydney.
Sydney.
So I picked Princess Bubblegum because she is 18, even though she's not 18, but she is a scientist. She is the queen or princess leader of the Candy Kingdom. And she was like the whole time has kind of like been this mentor to Finn. Like Finn, you know, lost both of his like biological parents. I mean, this is spoilers, never mind. He lost like his biological parents, and then Jake's parents find him. They lose Jake's parents, and then she's just kind of like always been there. Like she even knows that like, you know, Finn has like this like major crush on her, but she never lets that like affect anything. It's like more spoilers, but like there's so many things I want to say, but
it's hard not to.
Yeah, she was just like awesome. Like I love her as a character, and she was also like at the very end of Adventure Time, where like her and Marceline are like finally together. I thought that was like a really big moment. Yes. Like Steven Universe had like kind of like already covered that, but like Cartoon Network was like really like coming at it and like you know, exploring these new things, and it was
big spoilers. Don't get kissed in that final episode.
Yeah,
which is like a huge thing for cartoons.
Yeah, it was. Ooh. Yeah.
I don't think you can spoil that show. It's like too much of a trip.
Yeah, that is very true. Well, the one thing I wanted to say about how she was kind of always there for Finn is that like it starts to go into Finn's like past lives, and that's like where you find out like, okay, Princess Bubblegum is lying about her age. She's not 18. She's probably like 1,000, 1,000,000 years old. Who knows? But like even like in Finn's past lives, she was still there for Finn, and that could be like maybe she didn't know like, you know, that's like his like spirit or like his soul or whatever, but like I don't know. They were always together. She's always looked out for him because he needed somebody, and I don't know.
Nice.
I've always really respected her. So.
Youthful Eagle in the chat says they're coming out with a new episode / special on HBO Max soon.
I know.
Very cool.
Yes.
I cannot wait.
Yeah. All right. So the rest is on the category savage. It's basically just the rest of the characters we didn't have time to talk about. But because we are really running out of time and I want to have a little bit of a discussion at the very end, let's just everybody pick one that you want to talk about. I will read a list of, honorable mentions that we don't have time to talk about. So we have Arya Stark, Daenerys Targaryen, Zoe Washburn, Miranda Priestley, Peggy Olsen, Al Woods, Annalise Keating, and Kate Foster. So obviously we love all of them. Let's just pick one each and talk about them a little bit.
So I just have one. I will talk about like Peggy Olsen, and I think she could have been added under like minority oppressed groups as well.
Yes.
I don't know who else has seen Mad Men, but like she really she started a job and in a whole this workplace that's male dominated, and she sticks around to the point that she wants to like she carved her own piece out of that work, and I loved it. I love Peggy Olsen. I love the character. That's the whole reason why I started watching Handmaid's Tale, because I love that actress. But that would be the one. She is total savage. She's
That's Elizabeth Moss, right?
yeah, Elizabeth Moss.
She's awesome.
Yeah,
She has a niche.
she does. There's another show. Yesterday when you guys left, like another one popped up. Apparently she's playing a detective who has her own backstory and who's like, oh, of course she is.
She was in The Invisible
Yes.
Man, right? She was so good in that too.
Yes.
So good.
She kills
Great.
every role.
Pick one.
Okay, I'm gonna talk about Daenerys
Of course.
Targaryen real quick because
Needs to be discussed.
she's the most controversial character on my list, I think, and I just want to clarify that if Daenerys lived in my world, I would probably not vote for her if she was like a politician or something. I would probably not even be her friend, but
Damn.
she's not. She is in the Game of Thrones universe where, everything that she does is preceded by somebody else doing the same thing, which doesn't make it justified, but it also doesn't make it bad in the grand scheme of that world and of like the set standards. And I just really think that people give Daenerys a lot of flack for being a terrible person, which she is, but so is everybody else there. And like she specifically everybody talks about her being like the Mad Queen and like terrible person, but like I really feel like there are worse people in that show, just like objectively, and she's the only one who's just like universally hated or she's loved by people like me, but she's just generally universally hated by majority of, I guess, viewers for like the terrible things she's doing. But what I love about her is just her trying to get back whatever is owed to her or what she thinks is owed to her, like get her family name corrected. And I feel like she's just getting gaslighted into absolute insanity, and that's so sad to watch for me because I really feel like there was so much hope for her. She had a good heart, she had good intentions at the beginning. She was forceful about like getting her shit done. And I just think that people were just like, oh, you're Mad Queen, you're Mad Queen. And then she suddenly was Mad Queen, because that's what fucking happens when you gaslight people.
That's true.
True.
Sure.
And that's where I'm going to end my thesis about Daenerys Targaryen. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Damn, you make me wish I watched Game of Thrones.
I know, same. So you didn't watch it either?
I watched like the first like half of the season, or maybe I watched the first season, but I just couldn't.
Same.
I don't like the medieval times that much.
I know.
I don't know why.
Yeah, I cannot.
It's not really my thing.
Incest freaks me out.
I'm like,
It's not really my thing.
No, I'll be very concerned if it was your thing, Sydney.
I'm like, oh, incest, love it. I'm gonna watch it now. 10 out of 10
Like,
for that.
let's have intervention here.
Okay,
Who's your character?
Okay, I'll make mine fast. Okay, mine is Elle Woods from Legally Blonde. And so I rewatched it the other day just because I wanted like a feel-good, like early 2000s movie and just kind of like something like lighthearted. But I like finished it and I was like sobbing and literally the whole time she's just like shit on. Like she goes to dinner, she thinks her boyfriend is gonna propose. He breaks up with her. He's like, I'm going to Harvard. Goes to Harvard. She's like, I'm gonna like show him up. Like, I'm gonna show him that like because he's like, you're too blonde. Like, you're just like, I don't know, like you're too much, whatever. So she like applies to Harvard, gets in, and everybody at the school is just kind of like, you know, you're just like a blonde, like you're just like stupid, whatever. And then she literally like gets like the internship that everybody wants. The professor like sexually assaults her, and then she's just like, he only wanted me because like I just like who I am and whatever. Like he didn't actually think I was smart. But then she ends up like defeating like this case that this girl was gonna go to prison like for the rest of her life. And she proves her innocence, and nobody else could like prove it, and she proves it. And at the very end, she graduates the top of her class. The guy wants her back, and she's like, fuck you, I found somebody else. And yeah, like she literally just starts from just like so sad over this guy that breaks up with her, and at the very end saves so many people, saves somebody from going to prison, and then it's just kind of like, fuck you to the guy.
Yeah.
I love it.
Kind of reminds me of Alexis.
Yeah,
She
kind
is.
of.
Yeah.
Wait, who's Alexis?
From Schitt's Creek.
Alexis Rose.
Oh, I need
Like,
to watch
They
this.
don't give them importance. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she becomes badass.
Yeah, but no, it was awesome. Like you can just like see her like progress so much through, and like everybody, like all of her friends that she helps like while she's at Harvard, like the girl in the salon, like she goes, gets her dog back from her like her abusive ex-husband, and like I don't know, so good. I could watch that movie over again.
I haven't seen it in a very long time. I feel like
Yeah.
I'd appreciate it a lot more now.
You would, you'll sob.
I guess I'll add that to my list too. Right.
You have a lot of homework.
I have so much homework. Okay. So I'm going to talk about Annalise Keating from How to Get Away with Murder real quick. So she's in the savage category, but she also probably could have been, in the minority oppressed category, because she is one of the, I'm going to say the word again, most badass black LGBT women I've seen on TV. Like, she's portrayed by Viola Davis on, in that show, and she is scary good. And just Annalise's character overall, like throughout the series, like she's scary, but she's like awesome. She's definitely someone like you don't want to mess with, for sure. So if you haven't seen How to Get Away with Murder, it's very bingeable. And it's very
I want to watch
good.
it.
It's
And you may
suspenseful.
learn how to get away with murder.
You might, yeah.
So
You'll definitely be thinking about it.
yeah,
Oh God.
Yeah,
you will get some ideas.
yeah.
Shout out to Niles React, who
Yes.
is covering the show extensively.
Ooh.
And he also has, I think he met Viola and like had like
The whole
t-shirts
group.
signed from her. Like he's like a super fan,
That's so
and
cool.
they actually like build a relationship, and it's so cute just to watch that. So yeah,
so jealous.
Niles React, he's super fan of
That is so
this
cool.
show.
I love that.
I've always
That's
heard the
awesome.
best things about that show.
It's good.
Yeah. So to conclude our discussion about the women in media and different stories, do you feel like we've made progress in like female representation when it comes to storytelling and media? You know, whether it's books or series or movies or anything else. Do you feel like compared to like when we were kids and the things that we grew up on,
Yes.
that
Yeah.
things are better now?
Especially like in children's movies. I feel like you can tell like a huge difference. Like now we have like Moana and Raya and like
Yes.
Inside Out. I mean,
I think a good example of that is actually Frozen.
Frozen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How like sorry, spoilers if you haven't seen it. But like in the end, how the kiss from the guy is not the thing that brings her back. It's the kiss from her sister.
Yeah.
Like that was a very, I think, big moment for Disney.
And didn't they
it's-
do that in Maleficent too? It was like,
I haven't
I
seen
haven't
that.
seen that one.
oh, okay.
But we like with Frozen. But yeah, I think we talked about it a little bit before as well. Like just growing up, there were more male representation, but now like most recently, a lot of shows that you can pick, there is a female protagonist. Even if like it's male's protagonist, like there is another female character that's just as strong and standing next to next. So absolutely, it absolutely has
Yeah.
changed.
I love every story that doesn't end up with a girl getting married.
Yes.
yeah.
Even though I'm the only married person on this.
No. And that's like most of
it's okay.
Okay, this kind of like goes in with that, but like in the Princess Diaries and Princess Diaries 2, she like has to get married, and like the whole movie is like them trying to find her a husband. And at the very end, she gives this like very badass speech, and she's basically like, I don't want to get married, and I can be queen, and I can run this country without a husband. And everybody's like, yeah, you're right. And then she, another spoiler, I guess, if you haven't seen the movie, I can't stop spoiling.
It's okay.
Chris.
So yeah, I think
Chris, I'm sorry. This is why I'm never on camera.
I think we have made progress. I do think there's still room for improvement, but there's always room for improvement.
Absolutely.
Yes.
But we're getting there, which is awesome.
Yeah. So I have another question kind of related to that. And it's probably going to be male for me, but which character guided you through your childhood? Like what character did you like identify with watching? Like something that you like literally watch repeatedly because you were in love with him?
Oh, Effie from Skins.
Oh my God. Your childhood.
That's why we are the way we are.
Everything makes so much sense.
Yeah, I'll blame her for all of my wrong decisions. Thanks, Effie.
Man, Kaya Scodelario was so good. Effie. I love Kaya Scodelario. That's who plays
What's her
Effie.
name?
Yeah.
Oh, she's
yeah.
also in The Maze Runner.
Yeah.
I love the Maze Runner movies. They're so slap on.
So is that your answer, actually, Effie?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. I really looked up to her, and I shouldn't have.
Nice.
Or Miley Cyrus, even. Like, we kind of grew up with Hannah Montana, and then like whenever we were like of like age, it was bangers, and then now we're like still with Miley.
Yeah, you're right.
Two great role models.
Well, I'm older than Sydney, and the shows that I watched when I was a kid, I was like mostly Looney Tune, and it's gonna be awful. It's not that I looked up to this person or acted like them, but Bugs Bunny is something that I grew up with.
Bugs
But
Bunny.
like, that's the one that like I watched all the time, and I was like, yep,
That's hilarious.
that's I guess the male Bugs Bunny.
Mine's also gonna be ridiculous. So I loved the Misadventures of Robin Hood.
Yes.
And I love what's his name? Carrie Ells. I also know him from like every time he shows up in a movie like Princess Bride, or he was in Hot Shots.
Wait, who is he on Princess Bride?
The main character.
The main character.
Oh, okay.
Pirate Roberts.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I just love him, and every single character that he portrayed in anything, I like immediately. I'm like, yes, I'm him. That's me.
Yeah.
I just like project myself in him, and I live through him. So I think that's like my childhood. It's like it's a guy. Like,
It's okay.
For sure.
it's okay.
I think mine, we talked a little bit about it earlier, but I was like insanely obsessed with Alice in Wonderland when I was a kid. So I think maybe Alice was the one that kind of guided me, just because in the 1950s version of that, or the OG Alice in Wonderland, she is questioning why she needs to, be like the typical woman, why she needs to have this education. And so I think I took that philosophy and started, questioning everything.
Yeah.
And was like, why is a raven like a writing desk? I don't know.
Yeah.
I have actually never seen Alice in
Oh my
Wonderland.
god, it's so good.
Movie night.
It's so good.
It's so
Oh my
good.
We
God.
can't
You
watch
should.
anything because
We
we're
can't watch
reacting to everything.
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. And I have last question for everyone before we introduce topic of next week and our lovely guests, which is who is your least favorite female character that you've ever seen and absolutely can't stand?
Dude, that's hard.
I have
That
one.
is hard.
Yes.
It's Umbridge from Harry Potter. I cannot
God, that's-
stand her.
That's a
I
good one.
hated her. Like I still hate her. If I
Who is
see,
it?
she's like a toad-looking woman who
Toad-looking woman.
yeah, like she always wore pink. She was.
Oh my God! Yes.
She's the worst.
She
Oh,
makes
she's
him,
like
like,
becomes
carve
the
into
principal
his
or
hand with
something.
the-
Yeah, she tried to like kick
I did not like
Dumbledore
her.
and
I did not like her.
McGonagall out, and then I hated her. I hate her. I actually didn't want to think about that movie because of her.
I don't like to watch that movie because
Yeah.
she's in that movie.
Yeah.
That's like the one I watched the least.
because I think it's the Order of Phoenix.
Yeah.
And I could not remember. One time I was like, I don't remember how the movie ended. And then rewatched, I was like,
She's
now
like,
I remember why I
she's
don't
like
want
an
it.
actual fascist.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my
She
god.
like, starts like a fascist regime in Hogwarts.
And her voice.
Oh, I thought you meant in real life. I was like, oh my god.
Oh my god.
But yeah, that'll be my character.
Do you guys have an answer yet?
I don't think so.
I was gonna say the trench bolt from Matilda.
Yeah.
She's literally like doing child abuse every
Yeah.
single day. Like she
Okay.
locks them in like the chokey. She makes that kid eat a whole chocolate cake
I
on
know.
stage.
I hate that.
That part makes me so uncomfortable.
I know.
The part where she picks up that little girl by her piggy tails and is just swinging her around.
I have no idea.
Like, what in the hell?
I don't either, but it sounds awful.
It's so good. Matilda's so
Yeah,
good. But no,
Matilda
she's
is a very good movie.
Yeah, she's awful. I hate her. She
Yeah.
terrified me.
Do you have an answer, Gabby?
I don't know.
What about you,
I
Mike?
bet I do.
Real quick about Matilda, fun fact, the girl who played Matilda is known for being very active on Twitter. She used to be friends with Lindsay Ellis and does a lot of like podcasts and different like stuff like that.
I love Lindsay Ellis.
Very
Well,
cool.
her they got beat, but that's all
Aw.
they But anyway, she's in the same room that you are now.
Nice.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Very
That's so
cool.
cool. And Danny DeVito was in that movie. I love Danny
I
DeVito.
love Danny DeVito. Oh my god.
I want to say that it's a tie for me between Serena Waterford and Aunt Lydia, both from the
Yeah.
same show.
Yes.
Like the one thing I absolutely can't stand is like female characters that like
Put other-
rise to power through oppressing other women.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's them.
Yeah.
And so I hate them.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I was
Absolutely.
gonna
I hate
piggyback
them
off
with
your
passion.
answer. I feel like
They need
yeah,
to
so-
die.
yeah.
Both of
I'll go
them.
with that one too. But I can appreciate like the actresses that play those characters
Oh,
so
God.
much. And it's like when you really hate a female character, the actress is doing such a good job.
Yeah.
So yeah, that reminds me of Lena Headley, who played Cersei, in
Yeah.
Game of Thrones. Literally, like everybody would call her Cersei for the duration of the series. She like walked out, and like everybody hated her.
Yeah.
You know, I actually did not hate Cersei.
I hated her for a long time. And I think I hated her
understood
more in the end.
Stupid as like decisions.
I did
but-
not. I did not appreciate her and her like excusing her son's behavior all the time.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah.
you know.
Gabby, do you have an answer? It's okay if you don't.
I don't think I have an answer today. Maybe I'll have one next time. Sorry, you put me on
Fair
the
enough.
spot.
It's all good.
I had like the weirdest, like I saw something the other day and it gave me like the weirdest flashback and it was like a memory that was never gonna come out. Do you remember that one show we used to watch called Awkward?
Yeah.
Like, is that not such like a file that's so deep in your mind that like I never would have thought about that show again?
Is that an MTV show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that one girl was always like, she had that one line where she was like, actually.
Yeah, I like cannot remember,
hated
but
that girl,
I
too.
do remember the show. She like breaks her arm.
Yeah.
Yeah. If anyone else has seen that show, let us know in the chat. So we
Yeah,
know
that
we're not
nobody talks
alone.
about that show anymore. It was such a good one.
Yeah.
I could only watch it at your house though, because my parents wouldn't let me watch MTV.
Oh yeah.
All right.
So this concludes our podcast for today. We ran terribly over time,
Yes.
but I hope you guys enjoyed the entire hour and a half of our discussion. Next Friday, we will be live on Twitch again. I won't be here, but Rana will be here with Gabby. No, you will not be here neither.
I will not be here next week.
Okay, so Rana will be here with Sarah and Bree. Two new faces that you're going to meet for the first time in this podcast. They will be talking about women of Twitch, discussing male and female gamers, and the sexualization of female streamers,
It's a
which
big topic.
is a big, beefy topic.
Gonna be a
Yeah.
great episode.
Rana is
Ready for
Rana
it?
is showing
Yeah,
us a
Rana's
frowny
ready.
face. She got this. She got this.
She got it.
There might be an additional guest. I'm not sure, but these three names are confirmed. So yeah, look forward to that. And we will see you
Yeah.
again.
If you cannot make the live episode next week, make sure to subscribe to our The Normies podcast channel over on YouTube. You can catch the full length episodes over there afterwards. So if you just want to watch them again, you totally can. We'll be there.
Is the podcast also available in other audio formats.
Not yet.
Please.
Not yet, but we
It will
will
be.
be working on that.
Yes.
So look forward to that.
All right. Thanks again
Thank
for
you,
joining us.
guys.
How many people do we still
We have
watching?
90 people here with us right now.
Oh my god.
All right. Shout out to all the 90 of you guys who are still
Love you
here.
guys.
We love you for sticking around. We hope you
Yes.
enjoyed. Feel free to always message us if you have any interesting suggestions for us to talk about, and we will look into it. We're always open to suggestions.
Yay.
Thanks so much again, and we'll see you guys next Friday.
Thank you
Bye.
guys. Bye.
Get ready,
This was fun.
because it's about time
This was fun.
for you to speak your mind.
Friday.
Girls
Let's
Club.
raid. Let's raid somebody.
Girls Club.
Wait, are we not going to raid somebody?
Girls Club.
Hey guys, we're doing a raid.
Hey, we're going to raid somebody.
It's
Thank you all so much for watching this week's episode of the Super Secret Girls Club. We'd like to give a special shout out to our super patrons, Michelle, Sakif, Clayton Davis, Exploring Dylan, Dane, Mr. Momus, and Joe Mags. Thanks again, and be sure to catch us live over on Twitch.